as of right now. All right, so those of you that will be joining, want to thank you so much for being here and welcome you. My name is Maureen from His Girls Designs, and this episode is also being streamed right into Craft Round the Clock, which is a wonderful group of crafters, the private group here on Facebook and also on YouTube, where you're going to be able to find wonderful creators sharing their gifting, sharing their craft or passion with you guys with an array amount of different types and levels of projects and inspirational ideas for your home decor. And now, one of the things that we're going to be working on tonight, and Dalia, did I say good night to good evening to you? Good evening, my love. One of the things that we're going to be working on tonight is finishing up this cork board that was purchased at the Dollar Tree. And believe it or not, was it $1.25 or $3? Now I can't remember. Hold on, the trash will tell me. $1.25. It was just $1.25. It came with all of its little pins. See, it came just like this with little push pins. Yeah, you couldn't see me with the glasses. You have to use them for smaller things, but there are some things already that are starting to blur. Anyways, so it came just like this, and that was $1.25, and it's not a bad size, honestly. It's kind of like I want to say it's about a 10 by 10 in size. So if you get several of these, you guys can create a nice wall for like about $5. I want to say $5-6, depending on now how much prices have risen. All right, so today, not only are we going to finish up, well, we worked on this the last time, and I did put the link in my last post. I don't think I added the link to this post, but I will do it. Anyways, we went ahead and we worked on doing these kind of mold to cast made out of clay, using these kinds of silicone moldings. There we go. And we used that one, and we also used this one for the roses. So these are the two that we used to create these. Now, these were made out of clay, and I did use the Jovi clay, which is this one. However, do use the one that you like best. I am not too much of a fan of this one, but this is just want to let you know this is the one that I did use. It was a good sale, and I understand why. So now, all right, I did say hello. I did say hello, Martha. Yes. All right, so we got some of these. Thank you for those that are starting to join us. I see friend B here on YouTube. Thank you so much, B. And so we have some of the smaller ones. So what I did on the picture that I showed you before, it's in my post. It's that, and it's also on YouTube. I did add the live into the His Girls Designs live. It's a different YouTube channel, so I'm trying to just make sure that all I do put in there is just the live videos. That's about it. The live, I'm not there unedited. So these are the ones, and they're all completely nice and dried. I did use a little bit of a wet brush, and I smoothed it out. Make sure that because remember that they were breaking. Hello, Miss Jackie from just Jackie Crafting. And by the way, you guys, if you see, of course, you probably have this, most probably said already happy birthday, but if you see Miss Cindy from Create with Cindy's Creation, make sure you say happy birthday to her. Today is her birthday. So, well, if you see her around, make sure you wish her happy birthday if you haven't done so already. So here it is. So, so I was able to glue them, not glue them, but kind of push them together, so that way, once they finish drying, they'll be looking good. So now we're going to bring all of these pieces together today, and I'm going to show you how we're going to start upcycling this wonderful cork board. And those that are joining on YouTube, thank you so much and welcome. My name is Maureen. My channel's name is His Girls Designs, and I love creating budget-friendly home decor, handmade home decor, always with a touch of elegance and a little touch of neutralness. All right, meaning in colors. All right, so then let's go ahead and put this together. Also, we're going to be using this wonderful little doily. My mother made this, and I was like, you know, I feel like I struck gold when she showed me that, because I was going to have my aunt from Colombia do them, but she's like, I have some. I'm like, do you? So anyways, So thanks, Mom. So anyway, so now we're going to go ahead and start working on these. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with this. First, I'm going to reuse this parchment paper to do the doily. So what I'm going to do with my doily, and by the way, those that are here on YouTube, would you please, I'm trying to get my numbers a little higher. So if you would, I so appreciate if you'll be able to just, before you leave, please like and subscribe. It's just a little thing that it costs you nothing, but it just means the world to me, just because it is, it helps me to move my numbers up, right? That's all, that's what we want. So that way we could reach our goals. All right, and also you here on YouTube, on Facebook, you guys. If you're not subscribed, if you're not following yet, I would so appreciate you do so. As again, it costs you nothing, but it really means the world to us. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and do some Mod Podge. Now your Mod Podge, you're going to come in a little bottle like this, and this is from the Dollar Tree. All right, you could come in different sizes according to how much you want to pay. I put it in here. And then, and all we're going to do is that I'm going to take some Mod Podge and I'm going to spread it around. Yes, I am. Just like this, I'm going to spread it around. And here we go. On my doily. And now I'm going to take just a little spatula that I usually use with my glue. And I'm just going to spread that glue around. And the reason why we're doing that to the doily is because, think about it, I'm going to be cutting into this, and then as soon as I cut into this, you guys, you know what's going to happen? If I don't put the glue, this is going to be okay, coming undone, and we don't want that. We want to preserve the beauty and the work that comes that has gone on to making a doily of this size. So now I'm going to just spread it. I'm not doing it throughout the entire thing. I'm going to do about halfway, because that's as much as I'm going to be using today. Just a little bit over halfway, so that way the other part doesn't come undone. That's all it is. And I see, let's see, Crazy Granny's Creation by Diane. Are you here? Thank you so much for being here. I so appreciate you. And thank you, Kelly, for giving her a great welcome. Thank you, thank you. And if you're new, I so appreciate you are here. And I welcome you to check out my page, whether on here on Facebook, on YouTube, and also on Instagram. All right, so that's not what we did, and we added half of this. I mean, half of the doily, we added some Mod Podge. And Mod Podge is just a mixture of glue and water. It's a watered down glue, watered down liquid glue. Thank you for all of those that are giving a little thumbs up and emojis and all of the fun things here on YouTube. Don't forget, it really means the world to me if you could just subscribe and give it a thumbs up, like this channel. It increases our algorithm and it bounces us up. Really trying to get to, right now I'm at 311 followers on YouTube. Let's see if we could get it to 320 by the end of the day, by the end of tonight. Would you be able to help me with that? 320 by the end of the evening. I'm at 311. So, how are you? Let's see. Let's have a little Michelle here. Michelle Hersey. Where are you watching from? Has been some rainy days here in Tampa, Florida. I'm gonna go ahead and bounce it and just turn it over. Just gonna help it dry a little bit faster. Smooth out any of that glue. And that's it. Now, once I leave this here, and this is going to continue to dry out. Hi, hi, hi. Looking 2015. And Isabella Franco, hello, hello. Oh, thank you. She says, I love you. That's very sweet. That is really sweet of you. I do love all of our followers. You guys make a difference. Make a difference in our lives. Like, you have no idea. We have no audience. We have nothing going on here. It's just us crafting in a whole messy place. All right, so I'm gonna put this on the side, and now we are going to be working on our molds. So here it is. So let me do a little swisheroo. And as I'm doing it, switching around, I'm also putting it next to the fan, which is blowing this way. All right, so we don't need this on the side. Now we're going to get some of our paper towel, And we're going to use it because we're going to be putting these, and we're going to be giving them some colors, right? Let's see, Michelle is in San Antonio, Texas. How's the weather over there, guys? Are you hotter than we are here in Florida? Just wanna hold on a second, guys. Let me put my dry erase, my air dry clay. All right, so now I'm going to get some brushes with long bristles, and that's because we're going to be doing some watercolors. That's what we are going to do, and that works for me. And I have my cup ready to go with some water, and I also have my paints right next to me. And let's do some watercolors. Now if you don't want to do the watercolors, I also will recommend you could also do some eyeshadows if you have some colorful eyeshadows. 95 today, so yeah, we're about the same. 95 degrees, we're about close to the same. And we were at 92 or 93, something like that. So let's see. So we're gonna do some watercolors. Remember, if you don't have watercolors like this, no worries. You could use eyeshadow. You could water down some paint, and it will get you there. The nice thing about this palette that I'm going to be using, it's that I have the fan blowing this way, and it puts my hair in my face. Anyways, is that some of these colors have some type of a little bit shimmer to it. So I'm going to take advantage of that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and use my palette little mixing, what do you call this? Mixing palette? Is that what you call that? And I have my paint in my brush in the water, and let's go see. I want to give this some color just because I think it will make it then stand out. I could also choose to just paint it, and I thought of doing that. I just painted all gold and make it a white and gold thing. But I think just because, are you with me? Give me a thumbs up if you think of this idea works. I think nice water, beautiful, different colors on the flowers will make it stand out even more. So I love me some pink, so that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to use some pink because I do love me pink. And what I'm going to do here, if you're using your watercolor paint, you guys, you kind of want to put some water and some lots of your paint. So as you're brushing it, you're gonna go ahead and saturate your brush, and making sure that this little palette, I think it's just a palette. You're going to go ahead and put your color on there, and that is because this is where you're going to be grabbing from. Thank you, Isabella. You're going to be grabbing some from here. In that way, you're not creating or having to recreate the same color as you go. You already have it with you, and you could just go ahead and continue grabbing from that to color up your flowers. Okay, so it looks like I got plenty now. And now we're going to go ahead and come to my brush. And I think I'm going to go ahead and start doing it a little bit darker in the center. I'm going to go darker in the center. And as I continue just coming out, I'm just going to just drag my brush. And I'm not going to grab too much water, just because I really want it a little bit darker. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to pick up my brush, and I'm going to grab it straight from the color tablet itself. Just go ahead and put it on there, right there in the center. And here it is. I hope you guys are able to see that well. I could bring you guys a little bit closer, just so that you're waiting to try some of that from the watercolors. Jump into it. Don't be so hesitant. It's really fun. It's really, really fun. All right, so we got this. Okay. So now I'm going to take my brush, just dip it into water, and now with the water only, I'm going to come and make my color now a little bit lighter as I go. Just a little bit slightly lighter. So that way, the center of my flower is going to get the most color. Now, if you get a little bit too much water onto here, just get a paper towel, dry it off, pat it off, and you continue working. You could also, once this dry, if you think that your color, you want it a little bit, the intensity of the color, want it a little bit more intense, then go ahead and let it dry a little bit. Come back and do just the area that you want to intensify that color. Just go ahead and go to it one more time. There. Don't forget your edges as you're working. And if you get a little bit of color like I just did on the leaf, that is no problem. I'm going to go ahead and just take a little piece of a paper towel, and I'm going to just wipe it off. And that should take care of that if you catch it soon. And if you don't, take water, and remember, this is watercolor. It is very forgiving. It's very forgiving. Okay. So this is my flower thus far. I think I wanted a little bit of more of a shimmery lighter color on here. So for now, I'm just going to go ahead and let it be. And I'm going to come back to it in just a second. Now I'm going to come back and do the next one next to it, the flower next to it. And it's just the same procedure. So once I get the color that I want in the center, come back in here and get this a little bit more. Once I get the color that I want into the center, then I'm going to be spreading out onto my edges. Now you got to be just a little careful into kind of defining with your brush what is a leaf, what is a petal, what is part of the petal from the flower, what is a leaf, and that's it. Just don't let too much water fall on your cast, on your dry clay, just because this is an air dry clay. Once you add water to it, it's going to get a little soft. Thank you, Deb. How are you, friend? I see more. This is, you never know. Here it is. What is a good brand to buy? You know what? I'm not 100% sure. I bought this brand just based on the reviews that I saw on YouTube, Amazon, and so I just started doing watercolors to the point that I am enjoying it. I can't say I'm a master of it. I'll ask my daughter. She's taking art. She's the art major, so I will ask her. But this one is Georgian, is the brand, and it has 128 colors. So that's the one that I chose just because of that. I just love it. Has regular colors and it has some shimmery colors. So, all right. So I'm going to continue here, spreading this out. It's like clay. Every time I use it, I learn something new about it. You know, I'm learning how to fix cracks now, and so that's what that's what I'm focusing right now in my journey of learning. You know, I learn right along with you guys. So as we try something, we learn something new. So this is just that, the flowers. I'm going to continue doing a couple of more flowers, and I'm just thinking of, well, what will be some good colors, and these are all of the flowers that I have right here. The rest are leaves. All right, so I'm thinking, what will be some good colors for roses? I have pink. What are some colors that will be can I say, what will be the word, not coordinate, but will be, I guess, coordinate in a way. Not supplement. I'm looking for the word. I'm just looking for the word in my brain. But anyway, the ones that will look really good with this pink, and I'm thinking pink will look good. It does look. It goes beautiful with many colors. I would say blue, definitely green, but it's gonna have a little bit of green. I'm still thinking of the word that I want to use in my brain. It escaped me. Look how fast this goes, guys. Hi, Kathleen. How are you, my friend? Thank you, Cheryl. She says it looks pretty. Anyone here? Okay. Now, don't forget, those that have stayed and remained here on YouTube, thank you so much. And please, before you leave, if you could give me a thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe. That would be very, very, very helpful for this algorithm thing. I still have the word like in the tip of my mouth and the tip of my tongue. It will come to me. I'll probably be dreaming about it. But anyways, just about a few minutes ago, I was watching Lois as I was eating a chicken soup. I didn't add noodles, just chicken soup. And that is because, you guys, yesterday I had a stomach bug. It was like one of those. Um, I was going to be home, and I thought, maybe I should go live. There was no way. There's no way. Um, had some stomach issues going. I was on some 24-hour stomach flu. And I still don't know where I got it from, you guys. If you know me, I do wash my hands regularly. And I come from being in the classroom with littles, you guys. If there's someone that washes her hands, it's me. Oh, thank you, V. V says, I truly enjoy your flowers when you make them all by yourself or when you use a mold. Thank you so much. I do enjoy flowers. Did you know that the first name in my page, at that time I didn't have a channel, it was His Girls Petals and Designs. That's how I started, as Petals and Designs. As a matter of fact, my email address is still His Girls Petals and Designs, because that's how I started. I love flower making. All right, so now it has dried, and you know what? Now it has taken a kind of like a slightly different color. So I'm going to come back, and I'm going to come and give it a little bit of that lighter. It's going to be much lighter color, and I'm going to really try to saturate my brush, and it's going to be much lighter. And I'm going to come back to my the ones here, the ones that we already dried. I'm gonna come in back and just giving it that little bit of a difference in coloring. Come back. I think God did such an amazing job when creating flowers. Well, He did such an amazing job creating everything. But to me, flowers are just like, you never, even in the same species of flower, the same type of flower, you still get such a variety. I just love that. It makes me appreciate His creativity. All right, so we got beautiful roses in pink. I think that's gonna bounce. And now we're going to come back. I'm going to get the same lighter color and just come back and just hit a little bit of my outer petals with this lighter color. And these colors that I'm using, they do have a little bit of shimmer to it. So once they dry, you will see them, and you will see a little bit of that something that makes it look different once the light hits it. There it is. And by the way, you guys, just because we're using watercolors doesn't mean that you could go ahead and come back with a little bit of wax and make them, just the same that we do with some of the, what do you call that? Some of our old other kind of texture pieces. We could also accentuate some of all of the little crevices and textures with using wax. There's no reason why you shouldn't be or can't. All right, so I'm going to do that there. I'm going to wait until it dries just a slightly, just because I want to. I'm going to hit it with a little bit of green in just a second, and I just don't want those two colors to mix. So I'm going to let that dry whilst are you working on these leaves here. I'm going to leave the scrolly things to the side, put those on the side, and just work on the leaves, okay? These are only leaves. So now I'm going to come back and I'm going to look at my green, and let me look at the choices that I have for green. And when you get a watercolor palette, you're always going to look and see. You're going to do this because this is the true color that you're going to do. Not only can you do this, but I wish that I had another one of these, because then you could also do a color from the highest intensity to the lowest intensity by adding water, the different kind of amount of water that you're going to add into this. Now, for my leaves, I want to use something that it will be a little more warm, a little bit more kind of like mossy, in the mossy in kind of like in the tone of it. Vicky, your granddaughter has been sick for the last 2 days. Fever and vomiting today. She was better. I took care of her and prayed that I don't get it. Yes, be careful, Vicky. It is very contagious. And listen, one of the things that I did, especially the bathroom, every time that I would go, it's like my bathroom right now smells like kind of like bleach, because every time I go, I'm just kind of wiping things down. Honestly, I right away, yeah, this morning I put things to wash, sheets and stuff like that to wash, because I'm just thinking, stomach things are just, it's just very contagious. I hate them. I think I take more of a respiratory thing over a stomach thing. I don't know. And anyway, so I'm gonna use something that's a little bit more mossy. So I'm going to use this color over here, and let me make sure that that is what I want. Yes, that looks like a really beautiful color. Okay, so I'm going to come back and just start hitting it. And I hope you're able to see this. Let me see if I can hold it up. It's small leaves, so it's kind of hard to see, but I'll bring it up to you in just a second. So it looks like a little bit more of a vintage. Look at this color, like a vintage green. Not so much of like in your face, kind of like bright green. And if I want it darker, I could always either switch up to the higher, deeper color, or I could come back and do a second coat of it. Just getting a little bit more, saturate my brush with the color just a little bit more to just bring the intensity a little bit higher. Get a little higher intensity of the color. So you have many ways to choose your how to play with watercolors. So now watercolors are not just for paper. Don't think that it's only for paper. At any time that you think that your color, you went too much onto it, to come back with a little bit of washed up brush and get your water and, get and tone down the color. So it's so easy to do so. That's one of the things that I think has made me fall in love with watercolors. Not only that, guys, if you think about it, if you want to be creative anywhere, it's so easy to take a palette, a watercolor palette, and just bring it out anywhere you are, and go to town, get some paper, get something to do it on, even just a napkin, and you'll be able to be creative right there on the spot. All right, so I'm going to do that. Now I see that I want to bring it a little bit more of a darker intensity. So I'm going to use a different kind of darker green, and I'm going to come just on the edges here. And kind of like one side of my leaf. Because at the end of the day, the light, as it hits a leaf, it's going to change. But those are the details, you guys. The details that kind of make your design kind of like start tricking the eye and getting people to kind of come back and look into your work a little bit. See that? You see those details? How right away it brings them out. See those details? So I'm going in. All I did is just took a shade two shades higher, just to do that. And if I don't want it to stick too much onto that, then I dry off whatever I don't want it to kind of continue soaking. All right, so those seem to be ready, at least to me. I'm going to come back to my other ones. I'm going to do them. There. Now the only thing is that I'm going to try to be very careful not to mix it with my pink on the roses. That's the only thing that I really want to just go ahead and focus on here. Because it will change a little bit of the tones of my green, of my pink. Just loving this, beautiful. And you know what? I'm adding it today to a, I'm adding it to clay, but you guys, I'm adding it to a cork board. But remember, you guys, you could add it to, look how beautiful this looks already. You could add it to a frame. You could add it to anything you want. Look at that gorgeous thing. See that? So soft. Thank you for the hearts. Look at those soft colors. So beautiful. Ellie, my friend Ellie is here. How are you, friend? What are you working on lately? You are a busy bee, Miss Ellie. They are so much fun to do. She says, I have done a few projects using clay flower. It's so much fun to do. Yes. And if you have not yet, get to it. Get yourself, even if it's just a cheap kind of clay, just get yourself doing it, and you will enjoy. Just practice with that. And little by little, then, change up brands. You'll start learning. You start kind of like thinking, that didn't work for that. Oh, this one, you start learning. And so just give it a try. There's also a lot of different recipes on Pinterest to create your own. If you just, all you want to do is practice, you could do that too. Usually they take, it requires just cornstarch. You will require, I will recommend using wood glue rather than liquid glue. But it would, it's a liquid glue and cornstarch. And you need some type of agent to keep it from rotting. So it will be either kind of like some type of acidic, is that vinegar or lemon juice. And you also will be needing, I think this is lovely. I'm going to let that be. Oh, there's a little tiny bit here. And you will also need a little bit of something to just not let it kind of stick too much. So it could be either oil, or it could be just using hand cream. So that's about what it takes to create your clay. I have made my own. To be honest with you, I have not perfectionated, is that the word, or perfected? I noticed that there are some pieces here that did not get color in the flower. So just coming back to it. And before I continue with the other colors, I'm going to come back and once again get this piece in the middle, just a slightly darker, just the middle part. So I'm just going to come back and just this middle part. I think that's just something, a detail the flowers have on their own, because that's where the petals concentrate and becomes the part, the colors become a lot more intense. So I'm just doing that. and there. Okay, super, super. All right, so now it cannot be a me project without some gold. It can't just be a me project without gold, you guys. So I'm gonna do that there. I'm gonna come and bring these little guys here. These are the scrolly ones. I'm going to wash my brush really well. And I'm going to come back, and you see these colors here. We have some copper. You see these colors right here? Up on the top part here, we have some copper and some gold. And those are the colors that I'm going for. So the ones over here, they don't have the shimmer, but the ones here, so we're looking for a number 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I know what to go for in number 7. Okay, so these two here, I'm gonna go ahead and hit those up right now. I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit of my water here, just because I'm gonna need a lot of it. So I'm going to come back and start getting my color ready. So these are just become very coppery. Okay, that looks like about it. Oh, thank you, Kathleen. Hi, Judy. Our friend Judy had her live yesterday. 2 days ago. How was it? How was it? I didn't get to see you, Judy. I am so sorry. I was at work. And 4 o'clock, our work is a hectic time. All right, so I'm going to come back over here. And look at that. It looks kind of brownish right now at first. But once the light hits it and once it starts drying and all the shimmer is going to come out, you all, it's going to be like, how did you get gold on there? You will see. You will see. And there's some new, they're coming out with some new ones, you guys, that is like, whoa. Some new watercolors. Like, I follow a few people on Instagram. If you're not an Instagram person, check it out. Don't be, you know, there's, Instagram is one of those that whatever you put on there that you kind of like, they're going to continue bringing you stuff about it. And kind of like what YouTube does, right? And I follow some people on watercolor painting, and honestly, that's how I tried it and kind of, you know, bit the bullet. I'm like, that looks so fun. So give it a try. Give it a try if you can. It's not very costly. I think this thing cost me like $12. Like a meal at McDonald's will probably cost more. All right, so I'm gonna let those dry. Hope you guys are enjoying this tutorial. And if you are, let me know by just simply hitting this with a thumbs up or a heart. It's kind of like the way we communicate around here. Last one. And thank you for the friends on YouTube that have remained. Really, really awesome. Thank you so much for your support. You know, it's different because crafters, you know, there's not, you know, we're not like the gamers or the stunned people. So you kind of have to stick around to see the whole process. All right, so I'm just hitting it one more time with my, just that same color, that golden color that I show you. Just hitting it especially on the top. Just like there's barely any wetness in my brush, and I'm just kind of hitting it with more of the rich color on top of it. And I think this is all gonna come out really beautiful on that. And remember, we're adding that doily. Y'all, we're cooking with gas around here. Okay, I'm gonna just brush, and I hope you guys can see this. Let me see if I can bring it a little bit closer to you. Y'all, I have to show you both, okay? Here we go. Now watch this. I'm just kind of bringing my brush, just kind of like about a 45-degree angle. and just barely hitting the edges of that leaf. Just hitting it with whatever color is still left on my brush. And you guys, this is incredible. I'm going to brush it just straight across on my brush as if this was wax. Just straight across, kind of like going like straight across like this. I'm not pointing it. Just going straight across with whatever is on my brush. So that way we don't have any water leaking into the green, into the pink. Just going straight across and touching it. Just whatever petals kind of touch it, just the top of it, the high points of the petals. Whatever touches my brush, touches my brush. I'm not. Okay. Now I'm going to show you individually. Hope the camera, you'll be able to see it. Hope the camera will do a little bit of justice to that. I'm not sure of the angle of the color of the lighting. Okay. Oh, I'm loving it. Okay, I'm gonna just wet the brushes a little bit. I'm going to try to do just the same thing. I'm gonna leave these because it'll be faster if I just kind of go back and forth a little bit. And it looks like aging it. You know, you're creating a little bit of that vintage feel on your pieces. Now I keep holding my hand because I'm like, yay! So fun. To see those details come up, you guys. It's this like, you have to try this. Promise, promise, promise you will try it. Promise, promise. You just gotta try, you guys. Probably thinking this girl is crazy. Kind of. It's kind of when you're watching, you're holding your breath when you're watching your baby kind of taking your steps. Like, yay. You know, that kind of a little bit of the feeling. A little bit. There you go. All right. Woohoo! Gonna put my brush in the water. I'm gonna close this up. And I think we did our work. I think my work here is done when it comes to that. Okay, so now that that's done, I'm gonna dry everything up, and just like that, my watercolors are done. I just love this. I love the how quickly we're able to clean up. What's not to love with watercolors? Okay, now that we got our colored flowers and leaves, let me see. Oh, there's Miss Cindy from Miss Create with Cindy's Creation. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Cindy. Happy birthday to you. I truly enjoyed. I did read that. I like the pink. Isn't it beautiful, Bee? And more of American red. Oh yeah. Oh, thank you, Bee. She said it's so relaxing to see you create. Let me sing it in Spanish. Cumpleaños feliz, cumpleaños feliz, que lo sigas cumpliendo, cumpleaños feliz. That's in Spanish. All right, here we go. Guess what? The doily is practically dried and it's gotten stiff. Yay! And now we're getting to cut it. And I did have my fabric scissors around here. And now I'm going to cut it. Just kind of feeling it as to where's my halfway point. And it looks like this much. So I'm going to cut right there where it unites. And I'm going to cut. I'm just feeling it. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. It looks like up to here. And this is just a doily that my mother makes. I'm going to go ahead and cut it from here because I think I could use... This is a skill that I do not share. My mother has tried. You have no idea, you guys. She has tried in so many ways to get me to learn. And I'm like, not quite my thing. She tried with my daughter to get her to learn as well. It's like, that's not our art. Everybody's got their niche, right? All right, so we have this. And you guys, if you want to make them a little bit darker, all you're going to do is just a little bit of tea water, coffee water, and then just do that. Of course, we could always hit it with a little bit of watercolors and do the same thing. All right, so now I'm going to turn my table over here on this side. Now, what am I going to do with this? You're probably asking yourself, what question? I just kind of, I thought this would be fun to kind of make it look like kind of like little rays of sunshine kind of here. And I cut this one a little smaller on this side because I don't know if you remember, but I did the way that I had positioned this these flowers when I originally made it is that I kind of had the scrolls coming up this way and more of the flowers coming out, and I did like that, so I'm going to try to keep it and preserve that design. So I'm going to go ahead and get my tacky glue now. I'm not going to be using my my hot glue, and the reason because of that, remember a lot of these pieces are still wet or damp, so they if you put hot glue, they're not going to respond. It's going to come up. It's not. The hot glue is not going to. It's going to dry too quickly, and it's not going to glue. So tacky glue will be the next thing, or wood glue will be also great to use. So I'm going to come back. I'm going to put my tacky glue. Not only that, but you guys, but your tacky glue would also kind of allow you to change your mind, should you need to, and you probably will. In the sense of you could reposition as needed. So once I kind of put it where the tacky glue, just you're putting enough just to kind of make sure that it is touching where you want it to go. So I'm going to kind of position that here. And just pressing down just to start creating that connection. And by the way, you guys, we really, I think as mamas and some of you grandmothers, we really need to stand up and pray in this country for our little ones. It hurt me. It just kind of like hit me like a brick on my heart when I saw the news today about, the babies that passed today, that were killed today. It just really hit me. It really like a ton of bricks. I used to be a teacher. We sat down for chapel. That's the first thing you do. And today, was it the first chapel today? And I mean, they say for chapel at 8:15. You leave your babies, you kiss your babies at 8 o'clock. Some of them were like the first day of school ever. And you kiss your babies, you put them in a Christian school, to give them a good education. You're paying top bucks for this. And then to get a call because 15 minutes later after they sit down for chapel, this is happening. Dear Lord, it's just like, as a mother, as a teacher, as everything, it kind of like, it really hit me like a ton of bricks. So I don't make this channel political, but I do have to say, we do have to be really in prayer, you guys. And if you're not a praying person, you should be. Just because it's just some things that are just, it's like, how could you not have a heart? Anyways, it just really impacted me today. Coming back and hitting it with some glue. And you know what? If you're a Christian, you guys, this is where we have our power. This is where we have, just remember, this is where we have our authority. We need to be vigilant in prayer. So, and if those, you still have little ones in your house, pray for those little ones, you guys. Pray for those little ones. The safety right now, it is key. All right, so what do you think of this? Isn't it beautiful? And who knows, and probably this live all of a sudden is going to get pulled up like the other one did. The one that I did a pumpkin with the names of God, and all of a sudden that live was, you know, stopped, and I got words about, you know, that I was spreading, what is it, spreading, I don't know, it's using inappropriate language. That's what I was told. Anyways, so all right, I'm gonna go ahead and put over here, I'm gonna remove that. I'm going to put my scrolls pieces here before I continue adding my glue. And I see now that I think I need to pull that back, because I still, even with the scroll, I don't want to be seeing the rip the edges of my doilies. So I'm gonna pull it back just a slightly. And when I tell you that it was already connecting, you guys, it was already connecting the glue. All right, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna add this here. I'm gonna add my scrolls, yikes. And by the way, all of this glue will dry up clear, so no worries when it comes to that. There. Look at this, you guys. We're cooking with gas. Look at that. We're cooking with gas. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and bring my other scroll pieces. Or maybe I could save these for this part over here. I think I could do that. I could save those for this part. Let me go ahead and continue adding the glue. And some of the roses. And some of the other roses on this side. And I don't even know what time it is. I started at 10. Dear Lord in heaven, is that the time? Oh my goodness, is there another crafter after me? You guys, well, I'm gonna have to let you go. I didn't know the time had gone so fast. I honestly did not know time has gone so fast. And I think there might be another crafter. And dear Lord, is there another crafter? Is there another crafter after me? Oh dear Lord, I didn't even realize the time. Caught you. You were about to leave me. Guys, is there another crafter? Oh my gosh, I didn't realize it. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna try to be done as soon as I can. Soon. I'm just finishing up the last, because I'm not coming back to this project. This is the last of the project. I think I'm gonna put this one kind of around here. There you go. And this is the last, you guys, and this is the last thing that we're going to add to this. This is just a straight flowers and moldings, and this is it. So I'm gonna put the last of my scrolly things here, and this is the end of that project. And I apologize, I really truly apologize. I was not looking at the timing. I am so sorry. Once this is done and once it's dried, I would recommend you come back and you add a little bit of Mod Podge. Once this is fully dried, come back and add a little bit of Mod Podge and allow it to soak up so that way it could seal up your pieces. your piece here, and then come back with the brushes and check out and go ahead and give it whatever little coloring touches that you may need. But this is it. This is a beautiful project. I'm holding it like this in a little bit of an angle because the glue's still wet. Don't forget, it's still dry. And so there it is. So this is our cork board from $1.25. Just some molds with clay, air drying clay, and this is it. You still could use it as a cork board. You're gonna put, if you want to go ahead and write somebody's name, stick it on a piece of paper with your push pin and give it to someone that you really want to go ahead and say, hey, I appreciate you, I'm really thinking of you. Perhaps teacher, perhaps someone that you truly appreciate. So this is it. I'm gonna bring it closer, and in the meantime I'm gonna go ahead and say, may God bless you. May God keep you. May His may His face shine upon you. May God grant you His peace. And don't forget, let's keep on praying for our little babies. All right, and for those families that are mourning today. Have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day, rest of your evening, and I will see you, Lord willing, what is that, tomorrow evening. All right, adios. Thank you. Don't forget to follow and subscribe first.